Okay, where I left off was the first line I drew was the right side of the second column of windows. This will be the left side of the second column of windows. Using your vanishing point, draw the top of the windows and the bottom of the windows. Note that I'm lining it up with the first column that I drew. Again, this window is lined up with this window over here and the bottom window like so. And you would just continue that all the way across till you had your 2 rows complete. Like so. Okay, now to do the other side, these windows will be facing you, so you'll be using vertical and horizontal lines. So as you can see here, there are marks on the corner, and those marks came from lining up the vanishing point with the top of these windows here and the bottom of these windows, and I made marks on the corners. So if you want to go ahead and do that now, and if you need to, you can pause the video. Once you have those lines in, then you're going to use your ruler, putting it horizontally on this wall. Note that the ruler is parallel to the top of the paper. Draw a light line across. Again, using those marks on the corner as your guide. That would be the first row. Now I'm starting the second row. And then I would add a third row down below here. Always double check your lines to make sure that they're parallel. And then to make your lines going vertical for the sides of the windows, just straight lines like so. It's a good idea not to use the corner line as the sides of your windows or the top of your buildings as the tops of your windows, because in real life, windows do not touch the top or the roof of a building. And then you just continue that all the way across till you have all your windows in on your building. These windows will not get smaller because they're not going back in space. They're stationary. They're facing you on the side of the building. And then you can come back and you can erase. And that's how you would add windows on all your buildings. You would do the same thing on this side as well. I'm going to erase these lines out over here as well. Okay, now we're going to add some more buildings. Just like you did this second building, we're going to add a fourth building. Looking at the height here, I'm just going to make a 1-story building. I put a little mark right there. Using the vanishing point, I'm going to draw back in space and a vertical line. And there's building 4, I'm sorry. And then we're going to make this 5th building a little bit taller. Again, look at the ruler, look at the edge of your paper. Is it parallel? Yes. Extend the building up. We're going to make this building a lot taller. And we're going to draw the wall that faces you first, so therefore we're going to go draw a line going to the right that's horizontal to make a rectangle. Again, check your ruler. Note there's 90-degree angles in the corners, because this is the wall, like this wall and this wall, it faces you. Now going to the vanishing point, we're going to draw the front. Make sure you don't make this line too long, because if it's too long, it's going to look like your building is massive, and we don't want to make the buildings look odd in size. So there would be building 5. Now we're going to make building 6, but we're going to make building 6 have an alleyway like this building does. So first we're going to draw the wall that looks like a rectangle. So first make a vertical line. And a horizontal line. And another horizontal line. Again, you can pause the video anytime to stop so that you can catch up. This line right here is extremely important. Don't forget that line. And look at my ruler when I draw that line. Look at the ruler compared to the bottom of the paper. See how parallel it is? And then this wall here, again, goes to the vanishing point. And a vertical line down. Keep those lines straight. And now you have building 6 with an alley in between. Now the next thing I want to show you is how do you make bricks. So I'm going to slide the paper over a little bit. Doing bricks, you want to make little marks on the corner of your building. I'll zoom in a little bit on that for you guys. And if you notice, these little marks are all evenly spaced because I used a ruler to mark those marks out so they're the same. So if you have a ruler that the marks are faded, you're going to want to get a different ruler. And if that's the case, you might want to pause so that you have a ruler that works for you. On the wall that faces you, that has a parallel line at the top and bottom, you're going to make horizontal lines. That line's a little crooked there. I'm going to fix that. And you continue this all the way down to the bottom, making sure that you keep your ruler parallel. Like so. Then to make your bricks, you're going to make vertical marks every other row. And you do that all the way down the bottom. I'm not going to do all of them just for the sake of showing you. And you keep moving over. Oop, I forgot one here. These bricks will not get, you'll keep your spaces equal as you slide your ruler because you're not going back in space. Just like on the windows on this wall over here, they're going to all stay the same size. And you continue that all the way over. Now you probably want to make your bricks smaller for better detail. When you're doing perspective, detail is very important. On this wall, you're going to use your vanishing point. For that, I'm going to zoom out so that you can see that I have my ruler on my vanishing point over here on the left. And you're going to line up your ruler on the marks and draw your lines extending. Whoops. And you continue that as you go here. Got to keep your ruler still and straight, so you make your lines wavy, they're not going to look correct, so make sure you're holding your ruler perfectly still. If you do make a mistake, erase it. That's why you have to draw light. You do a lot of erasing in perspective. And you would just continue that. Now as you go down, you're going to see, look what happens to my ruler. Keep it on the vanishing point over here, but my ruler's angle is beginning to change. Note how it's going upwards now. So I'm going to draw a line down here just to show you the difference. And notice I went around the windows and doors. So if you have windows and doors like on this building over here, you have to work around that stuff. So again, the line needs to change. If you were to do this, notice my ruler is not on the vanishing point anymore. And look at how odd that's going to look as I move down. So make sure you keep it on the vanishing point. And then again, you just make your lines every other row. And as you go back in space, your bricks are going to get smaller. So you're gradually going to move your ruler smaller spaces as you go to the left. These things get smaller and fade as you go back in space. Okay? Now speaking of fading, let's put some windows and doors on these buildings over here. Again, use your guideline. I'm going to add that guideline back in there because it got erased. There's the top of my window. Draw a window here. And again, the vanishing point for the bottom of the window. And a vertical line for the sides of the doors. And the left window, and using the same line I used on the first window on that building, I'm going to use to make the bottom of the window over there. On this building here, being that it's so far away, I'm going to make these windows, or this door, very large, like a shopping center. And then you could come in and add more lines. Again, getting narrower as you go back in space. Oops, those are crooked. And I'm going to do this. Take that one out. Oh, that looks better. And there would be my doors on that building. So there you have it. You have a sign, windows, doors, going back in space, additional buildings, bricks. So you have plenty to keep you busy. Don't put any words or names or titles in your signs yet, because I'll talk to you about how, I'll show you how to do that correctly in perspective. We'll also review how to finish out your sidewalks next time.